next up, I'm going to do the lamb skewers. Now, I've already gone ahead and I've already actually cooked some of the lamb skewers already, so you can taste those now, okay? And I will get the deep fryer ready so you can see the process. But I already have skewers already ready, so you can actually taste those now. Okay.
As long as somebody knew where I was, you know, someone had my location on.
Absolutely.
I was fine.
Yeah.
And I would definitely do it again. So if anything, I was truly inspired. Thank you to do that and to continue to do that.
I took my first solo trip this year.
Yeah.
It's a very stressful year for me, and for me, the ocean is my place. And so I was looking to go to Miami, but it was during spring break, and all the hotels I wanted to stay at were like $2,500, $5,000 a night. I'm talking about like just okay hotels, okay? And so I said, you know what? Let me do my favorite standby Carnival. And I looked on a Carnival cruise, and I booked myself on a weekend cruise. It was only like $500. I got a balcony. I was in on a Friday, back home on a Monday. Only told 3 people I was gone, so that if a ship went down, somebody knew to look for me.
Yep.
And I was a little nervous at first, and it was also a working trip, so I had work to do, so I took work with me.
Yep.
And that would have been my excuse, right? But I had the best time. Because to your point, I didn't have to wait for anybody. I didn't have to say, when are we going to lunch? When are we doing this? What are you going to do that? I woke up and I felt like, if I felt like leaving, I left.
Yeah.
And you know, every night they always have some activities, and I met so many people that, you know, as I was, you know, moving around, like, oh, hey. And then I also hooked up with some other women that were traveling solo. And so it was just, to me, it let me know that, one, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
And that if there is something that my heart desires, I don't require company to meet that desire.
Hey, man, go ahead, girl.
Right.
You know?
For
And I
exactly the
actually
reason
say that trip inspired my self-care journey, the real self-care journey.
Yes.
And so every day I'm always finding something that's important to take me. Will do that for me. Even the smallest thing is mine.
Yes.
So that inspired, and that was 2019, I want to say. Yeah. So.
So, how's the
It's
lamb?
really tender.
That's tender. Delicious.
Pretty good.
Delicious.
Yeah.
I went to this hip hop show when I was in Japan. It was like they were doing like hip hop dances. And what was so interesting is, first of all, the music had the N word throughout it, right? But they don't speak English, okay?
Yeah.
But you know, here in the States, like when people, if someone like popping lungs, you know, they're dancing, people be like, ah! It was dead silent. Out of respect, it was dead silent. Like you can hear a pin drop while they was performing. I was like, wow. People was like, there's no talking.
And they were so good though, right? Because I've seen like videos
Oh,
and
the
stuff, like, they
dancing
are
was beautiful.
amazing.
Yeah, the dancing was beautiful.
That's
but-
how it was in Thailand.
Yeah, I just found it.
You wait to the end and
You wait to the end and you clap. I'm like,
Really?
yeah.
what is that?
That's probably get us back out.
Oh, this is what sauce I made.
Wow.
Okay, you gonna tell us about that?
Yeah.
Because it looks so delicious.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
So, salute.
Salute.
Okay, so. How many of you actually had duck? What style of duck did you have?
I like Peking duck on the
Peking duck? And what else?
Christmas Eve.
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. Well, I had plenty of stuff. I don't know how they prepared it, but I just ate it.
Bread fried.
So I can't tell. That's that was. The girl was like, okay, this is we having duck. I was like, oh, okay. Because I've never had it.
In the oven.
It was good.
So this duck was smoked. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I had.
And it's smoked for 3 hours.
Ooh.
Now, here's the thing. Now you would think that if it's smoked for 3 hours, that it should, you know, skin should be off or whatever, right?
Nice
No.
and slow.
I wrapped it in butcher paper and put it on the grill and just left it there for like 3 hours. And I had it triple wrapped in butcher paper. So when I unwrapped it, that butcher paper was full of grease. So all the grease is already gone. Okay? Grease is already gone. Now what I'm doing is I'm putting a honey butter glaze on it. And the reason why it's red is because I put some red coloring in it. Because I want to get the skin nice and crispy before we actually taste it.
Oh, so he's going back in the oven.
Going back in the oven on reheat. Only for a little while. I just need to get the skin crispy. That's all. I want to get the skin crispy. I need to put some butter on it.
Crispy.
So we got some agave, we got some honey, we got some nice butter. Okay.
Okay.
That's how we're doing this.
You doing it? You doing it, brother? You doing it?
As you see, it's turning nice and red right about now, right? Then just go back in the oven.
Okay.
And then after for a little while, get crispy. And then we're going to taste it.
Yeah.
So we good?
Yeah.
All right. And I have an egg right here in the skillet.
Okay. And what is it doing?
I'll show you what it's doing.
I'm glad to see it's cooking.
It's in a whole fried egg.
A whole fried egg?
Whole fried egg. But it's done a different way. Because you put water in it, right?
Okay.
And then I put the little skillet on the top of it to seal it off.
And put it in the mold, so it's all going to look real pretty. Okay.
This is part of the special dish I'm creating for you.
Nice.
So that special dish has an egg, which the egg will be on the top of it. It has pasta, which you saw me boil some pasta noodles already, right? Guess what I got over here? Truffles.
Ooh.
Now if I can, there we go. So here's the truffles. You can pass it around. Everybody see the truffles. Truffles are not cheap.
No, they're not.
Fancy.
So the truffles that I thought I had, I was looking through my cupboards, my cabbage tray. I was like, God darn it, my damn truffles at. So I had to order me some more truffles from Amazon. You know. Amazon came through because it was delivered today, actually. Right before the show.
Oh, you were sweating.
Here you go, Mixter.
I was exactly sweating. I was like,
Yeah, because I was going to go back and look at that Facebook page. I was like, wait, we're missing something here, sir. Yes. Hey. Yes.
all right, I think this is about nice and coated. What do you all think?
Definitely. Good. That butter's going to make that crispy.
All right, so this is going back in the oven now. Thank you.
So you cook the bottom and then the top.
Both of them. So it's this is actually Bluetooth and wireless at the same time, so I can talk to my phone if I wanted to.
Your oven?
Yeah.
Smart oven.
Look, see right there? Scan now. And there's a QR code for it.
Wow.
So just download the app. Boom, you're good.
Wow. So you can cook different things at different temperatures at the same time. Wow. That's fancy.
It's fancy. So when I walk through the door, I want it ready. So you
Already preheated.
Especially if you can cook it from wherever you are.
very nice.
Yeah, one thing that always amazes me is how far technology has,
Right.
Yeah.
has come. Because I remember before computers were in the houses, right? And I remember us getting the first computer in the house and everybody huddling around, you know, that big old computer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, the download. And it's just, it's crazy how far technology has come from that point up until today, right? Like, I couldn't have even conceptualized, oh, I will preheat the oven before I get home, you know, back when we were getting that first computer. It's crazy.
In Disney World, they have the Carousel of Progress, which has always been my favorite ride. And back in the day with Space Mountain, at the end of Space Mountain, they used to have, sponsored by RCA, was like what the future would look like.
Oh, I love Space
And it
Mountain.
was so interesting how what we thought the future was going to look like. Even when you look back at Star Trek, and you know how they think that, and it's nothing like that. And you can, you know, we have these phones that there's so much technology in this one little thing that we carry on, but nothing like what it looked like, you know, we'd be carrying these do and have, you know.
That's why certain countries, and, you know, they give you a business Africa Christmas, you know, and
Yeah.
certain places, you know, you have that warped vision because you never been there.
That's right.
You know, so when you go, you're like, okay, this is way different than what they portrayed it to be on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And vice versa, man. Come
Yeah.
on, but I thought, you know, it's this the man and this that and whatever. It's still unworked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still have a book.
Yeah. You know, in general, I think we as a people are portrayed in an inconsistent manner overseas too. Because when you look at the news, and y'all know it, when they got the one person with the one roller, and the no teeth, talking about what happened on the news, and that's what they're sending out, or they're sending out, you know, that we're all rioting over nothing, right? Okay. It's right. It's just it's interesting what TV can do.
Yeah, it does. Especially for a lot of people. Don't start with I go war. It all will come.
Yeah.
And even on the positive side of things, right? Years and years ago when I was waiting tables, it was this guy I knew, and he's like, yeah, I was really surprised when I first moved to the United States, and he was like 17, 18, and he's like, because on TV, all the black people sing so beautifully, and I just assumed you could all sing, right? You know, just small stuff like that, like either you sing or you're an athlete in that.
And just break out the song and dance in any moment.
Break out the song and dance, or you're a great athlete, right? And granted, he was very young, so that adds to what his perception was, right? But even on what might be positive, right, the talent, it's just black people are so much more than a talent or, you know, your education,
like everybody else, there's something in everything.
Right, there's a piece of everything, and I think, like, to all of your points, there's like this image of this is what black people are, where, you know, we're not one of it, we're not one of it.
Right, exactly.
So what is putting them in the fryer, do? Is that to like make it tender? Like what's the point of that?
So this is an Eastern Asian way they go in the land. You saw me counting down on my fingers, right?
Yeah.
Literally was in the fryer for 10 seconds. And that's how it got in 10 seconds.
Wow.
See that?
And we're going to eat that too, right?
So it's going to go so this is going to go on the grill now. Alright, so we're going to take a pause. Well, I'm going to put this on the grill.
Okay.
And when I take it off the grill, it's ready to eat.
Okay.
And for those of you who are wondering what I was doing with the egg, right? Here's the egg.
Very nice.
And we can get to specialty dish. So let's take a pause. I'm gonna put this on the grill.
All right, perfect.
Rolling.
Hendrix, the gin of choice. So ladies, Hendrix is very smooth. It doesn't have that after bite, like, no offense, Tanqueray, Lava Head, Singlers, all that.
Any of them.
This is very smooth. Ladies, go ahead and take a sip. What we talking?
Oh my goodness.
It's really good.
Wow.
That is quite delicious.
Thank you,
Right.
Hendrick. Thank you, Hendrick.
Thank you, Hendrix.
I need to say I like that too. Thank you.
I'm going to give gin a try. And a French 75?
And ladies and gentlemen at home, that is Hendrix Gin. Please enjoy at your leisure.
But drink responsibly.
Exactly.
Definitely responsibly.
Right.
It is delicious.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's talk about high tea.
Let's talk.
I don't think we do high tea enough.
I've never done a high tea. I hear there's a place in DC.
Noon tea, high tea.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the Mandarin.
Okay.
The number one spot is the Woodland.
Okay.
The Woodland.
Okay. Straight down the street. Okay.
And when I say they have the best high tea during December, Christmas, I mean it's the best during any other time, but Christmas, oh my God.
So walk us through the experience, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
high tea educated.
okay, so we're high tea coming in with fascinators. Do not wear black fascinators, ladies, please do not.
Okay.
Okay, pop it color.
No black. That's for a funeral.
No,
Okay.
you can wear hat fascinators, but don't wear black. Okay.
Okay.
And
Black and salty though? Like, is there a rule against
well,
that?
I just heard you don't wear black. I don't know why. I just don't wear black.
Okay.
So I can't remember. Okay, I have you black.
Okay.
So, anywho, so you know, you put on your little, little dress or what have you, or pants or whatever you wear, and you go in there, have your little stuff on, and it's amazing because people look at us and like, wow, wow, they we got our gloves on, we got our pearls on. We dress to the nines.
Wow.
Yeah, you know.
Are we the only ones who dressing, or does everybody dress for high tea? Or?
Some people do that know how.
Okay, got you. Okay.
And so you'll see some people from the theater over at the Mandarin come dressed in their whole that type of thing. So, but that the Mandarin is good, the Jefferson is good. I mean,
Okay, it is.
Okay.
My glass. Oh, that's my glass right there.
So yeah, so the high tea's good. So you get the nice scones, big scones like the gingerbread scones. You will get the lobster rolls.
Well, I didn't have lobster rolls.
Oh yeah. And then they have like the little salmon sandwiches, the cucumbers, of course. Maybe chicken salad. Just depends on which one you go to. They have the various different. Like I said, you have the gingerbread scones, you have other scones as well. You have your plain. And then you have like a tray of dessert. So you'll have like the sandwiches at the bottom. So the scones, it depends. It seems like to me everyone does it. So usually like the sandwiches, and then you'll have the scones, and then you have the dessert at the top. And at the Willard, they have two different prices. One, if you don't want any champagne, you put the Grand Marnier.
Why?
Or you have the champagne spray.
You should.
Sign me up.
Heck to the head.
So I mean, now is the time to start booking your high tea.
Is there a particular time of the year that's better than others, or?
Well, I like going from September all the way to December. But I'll go during Easter too, because you know for the what do they call it, the cherry blossom.
Oh.
You have Ritz-Carlton that does it as well as the Willard, the Mandarin. You know, because when the cherry blossom, they're trying to get the
Sure.
in.
What's your favorite place?
The Willard.
The Willard.
The Willard and the Mandarin. They about tied.
Okay. So have you heard that place? There's a place in Georgetown. I think it's Georgetown that.
Lady Camilla.
Okay.
Lady Camilla was up there too with the Willard. But they closed because of pandemic. Now they're about to open in Alexandria. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Because the rent is high, so if you don't have customers with the pandemic, it ruined a lot.
Which is nice that they're going to
So
be able to
it's
come back.
good. Right. So it's going to come back. So they have it. I mean, their scones are like big, huge, like hockey pucks.
So tell me about clotted cream. What is that? Clotted cream?
Do tell.
Because I heard that they do that with tea, clotted cream, and I hear it.
Oh, you talking about putting the cream into the tea?
I think it's something like maybe like a butter, but not a butter, okay, all right.
I mean, they probably have it, but I haven't.
This might be something I saw on TV. I'm impressionable. Okay.
Really?
On the Food Network. I've never met anybody who's had it in real life. I just want to know what that was.
Is to go to London
and
do a real high tea and get real fascinating, just like the Duchess.
Okay.
I want to.
Yes. I have a whole bird on your head. Yes.
When I went to London, I didn't do the high tea, but like the food was not good. It was just subpar.
You were doing English pub.
The food I was like, miss. It was missing. It wasn't hitting on.
They boil a lot of stuff, right? And like
it just wasn't flavorful. You know, the fish and chips I felt like was bar food. You know, the English breakfast I felt like was disappointing. I was like,
all that sausage I can't. I read
the blood sausage. You know.
If you want real food, you go to Italy and you go to a few other places. You don't go there for real food.
And actually, what do you think about Southern Italy? I think the food is even better in Southern Italy because like Sicily or Capri, because it's like, I went to Sicily and we had like this salad. Everything came from the sea. You know, like it feel like it just jumped right into your plate. And I like tomatoes. I think they're fine.
Right.
But I ate a tomato, and I had to stop and just say a prayer. Because the soil makes a huge difference in how everything comes out of the ground. So you look at like the lemon trees and it was sweet and juicy and like complex. Like you wouldn't think a tomato is all that.
We gotta go to Italy.
Right?
We gotta go to Italy. I'm done.
But I'm saying, and so we went to these little farmhouses where they were like barter. So you get the wine from this place, you get the butter from there, you get the fruit from here, the meat from there.
All right. So Stanley Tucci has a series on CNN actually, and he has 2 seasons. It's 6 episodes each, where he actually tours all of Italy, and he takes you to all the culinary delights throughout Italy.
Wow.
And I mean culinary delights because he takes you through the history of Italy, as well as why certain foods are peasant foods, how certain foods were discovered, right? Here are the rich foods, and here are the peasant foods that are now. The peasant foods from yesterday are now the foods of today, and everybody's raving about it, right?
Yeah.
So you take all those things. So I highly recommend watching that. It's on DVR. It's online somewhere. You can search CNN, you find Stanley Tucci, and it's a must see. Because he talks about all the great cuisines. He's sitting down with chefs. He's sitting around with royalty. He's sitting with people all around Italy, learning about all the great cuisine, chefs and whatnot. Even chefs that are in England that cook Italian cuisine and are like delicate, top of the top. So he's doing all those things. So you get to learn a lot about. I sat down and watched both seasons. I was like, I'm going back to Italy. Because I went to Italy before on a cruise. It was a Mediterranean cruise. I went to Sorrento. I went to Pompeii. I went to Mallorca, Spain. I was in Barcelona. Now I want to go back. I want to visit everything he did. Just watching what he did. I'm like, God darn it. That's a food tour.
Yeah, absolutely. You should let us know when you do that.
Am I taking people with me?
I think I would not mind eating my way from one end to the other. How does that sound bad?
When I was in Italy and I went to Sorrento, I had a calzone. That was the best calzone I've ever had. And you know what? It wasn't heavy. You get American calzone, in the bed. I gotta sit down.
No preservatives. That's
exactly. But I ate that calzone and it was like heaven. That's all that I can say because it wasn't heavy, it was light, it was flavorful. Damn, and it was a calzone. I'm like, okay, I'm good. What's the next meal? I love it. I want to go. I'm going to go back there next year sometime.
So what you got going in there?
This is the sauce I'm making.
Nice. What's in it?
And let's say you the heavy whipping cream. I just cut up some cherry tomatoes just then. I put in some basil. I put in some thyme as well. Okay. I put in some Parmesan cheese as well. All right. I also put in some wine. So I snuck your wine when you go on looking. So I snuck your wine, and I put your wine in here. I cook with a lot of wine and alcohol.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I'm waiting for this to cook down a little bit because we'll all be drinking wine if we have the sauce. As you see, what I did was I went ahead and boiled all the noodles. So the noodles have a color to it. That's because they're cauliflower noodles.
Oh.
So the way I'm doing it is I want to put olive oil already on top of it, so they won't stick and last. And the way I'm going to layer this dish is going to be in layers. So you're going to have caviar, you're also going to have a little bit of capers, you're going to have, let's see, what's this? Truffles. Okay? And here's our caviar right here. Okay? And we're going to have our egg. The eggs are already cooked. Okay. So matter of fact, I'll show you the eggs. Ta-da!
Oh, the magic of television. Wow. Nice.
So the eggs are already done.
Wow.
So this is almost done, and I can plate everything for you. And then I'll start working on our gravy for our duck. Which means I'll be cooking all the giblets at the same time.
That's right. That duck is like, Anna.
Right?
Leave me alone, I said.
Yes.
Stop harassing me.
So I have a question.
Yes.
This is wine. I know I see a lot of wine in the grocery store versus the drinking wine. Is it okay to use
That's 2 different wines.
2 different wines? Okay.
It's good for
So
you.
those look delicious.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's
Oh, yeah,
our
show them
hot
that.
duck.
Nice.
So, all right, I'll explain. There are two different wines. You have your cooking wine and you have your drinking wine, right?
Okay.
So, for your drinking wine, it has alcohol, content to it. Sometimes 9%, 8%, whatever, right? It's got content to it.
Right.
You have your cooking wine, which really does not have a content to it for alcohol, but it does have vinegar content.
Okay.
A what content?
Vinegar.
Oh, vinegar. Okay. Is that why it's so salty?
Yeah. So, you know what happens to wine when it sits into a distillery too long? All of a sudden it turns into vinegar.
Oh, like a bad bottle of wine.
So,
Okay.
if you take your bottle of wine, and you have it sitting in the sun, all right, out in the open, that bottle of wine's gonna turn vinegar.
Even if it's sealed.
Even if it's sealed.
And how long does it take if you have it not,
It depends on the winemaker and how they make the wine. It just depends on.
Okay.
Okay. So some bottles are meant to be aged purely, right? Just
Yeah.
aged. And you have some wines meant to have a life expectancy of maybe 3 to 5 years. Period.
How do you know which is which?
See that right there?
Okay.
Oh, it's sealed.
No, it's a twist top.
Oh, it's stuff. Oh.
You let that sit around for about 3 or 5 years, it's going to be vinegar.
Okay.
But it's gonna be water.